Hello everyone, happy weekend. This is your Filipina page and I'm going to talk about, the sexy talk series that I'm doing right now. Actually it's like a sequence. Today we're going to discuss on, are there invisible consequences of being a progressive modern woman? Yes, there are. You may not admit it, or you may caught unaware, but yes, there are really invisible consequences of being so. A lot of women, actually, modern women, don't think that there is an effect or there are effects or consequences when they are engaging in casual sex because I'm modern, it's 2023, I'm stronger or better than men can do it, why can't I? This kind of mentality. Now, before I really move on to the topic, I'd just like to say that I'm not an expert. This is a disclaimer. I'm not a professional psychologist, but I really do love psychology, human psychology, child psychology, social psychology, man psychology, women psychology, sexual psychology or sexuality, because it will help us grow as a person. And would also, sometimes we don't understand ourselves, especially women. I would really admit, and I'm not shy to admit that I have a lot of things that I need to improve, because women, I accept that our minds are always like half here, half there, unlike men. All right. Many may not admit that, but I don't know. For me, it's reality and, facts. So it's better you take it in. Because if you are not accepting facts and reality, you're living in delusion, and it's very hard for you to live by life every day. Another thing is, of course, common sense. If you read a lot, you like to read different kinds of issues, topics, subjects, that helps too. As what I have witnessed, I mean, not really as a witness that there was someone doing the casual sex and I'm there watching. Oh, I mean, from stories of friends, foreign friends. I live in Europe now, so I've heard a lot from adult topics. So sometimes joking and teasing, and some are really open that they are saying that they do the ons, we call it, or the one night stand. Some work. Okay, I don't want to divulge on that matter, but it's their private thing, so personal thing. So I don't like to, drag them into this. But anyways, what I'm saying is that they're very open to tell us that sometimes if they have this women, okay, my women friends, like not the Filipinos, other foreign friends, them sometimes they say that, if I feel, they just do it with cousins, even with close friends, with acquaintance. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, and they admitted that because it's also like a cultural exchange of ideas, because they are also curious about how we think and how we do it in the Philippines, or as Asians, let's say. And they are surprised when we say that even for years, we don't have sex like that. If we don't have a boyfriend and a husband, and suppose if it's still just a boyfriend, suppose that boyfriend will be the last one, the forever one, and like that. So it's like a mind over matter, and then we don't actually feel unless we are being stimulated. So it's like a matter of stimuli and response. So if we're not being caressed or touched like there's sexual touches and that kind of atmosphere. We told them that, we mostly Filipinas, if we are not really like, how you say, sensual touches and doing really the foreplay stuff or petting, we don't feel it. That there's no arousal if we see some, for example, good body naked guy there. We don't feel anything. I mean, of course we will say, I mean, maybe a hypocrite, so wow, just like that, it's a normal reaction. But like really have this sexual urge inside us, okay, I have to get him, I have to sleep with him tonight or something. No, it really really happened in us because it doesn't pass in the brink of our minds really that we want it. Like it's like a everyday biological need. Well, of course, factually it is a biological need. We are humans and we need that, but it's not like a daily necessity. Like you have, like you need to take breakfast or you need to take water every day. It's like that. If we have a husband, well, yes, why not? If we have someone that we know that will stay for us forever, why not? Maybe we could do it like Monday. We could do it like breakfast and then snacks and then lunch and then snacks again and then dinner and then or midnight snacks. You know what I mean? Yes, but not the casual sex, for sure. Because you know what, if we engage in casual sex all the time, we are avoiding the deeper parts of ourselves that truly want to surrender that emotional trust to a trustworthy man. So there is risk in there. That is also one of the risk factors, actually. And because of that, over time, our body as women, remember that as women, our body is our temple. So we have to take care of it. We have to like give it full reverence. It's holy, it's sacred. And the act of sex is sacred for us in the Philippines. So if we often engage in casual sex, our body over time will have this automatic creation or production of messages. Our body will be trained to send messages. Brain will be trained to send messages to men. These messages may be usually like non-verbal clues that it will send to men, probably by your gestures or the way you talk, the way you use your words. These are some things that will give men the idea of you are one of the many and not the one and only. If you always, as a woman, just don't take care of yourselves and your body, you just give it away just like water, that anybody needs it and can get it. You are very much accessible for men. So your reputation, again, will be damaged, and news spreads fast, especially to men. They talk about it. Don't you know that? Oh yeah, they're men. They talk about it like, yeah, there's one Filipina girl there that, and then maybe sometimes if he's really crazy, you encounter a crazy guy in your casual sex, and then he sends your number to another friend, his friend, or another guy. Okay, so now you're creating an image that is very degrading for yourself, and that will really tarnish your dignity and honor as a woman. When everybody or all or most men knew about you in that sense, if you're like that, would you get a high quality man? Of course, no. They don't like it that women have a lot of men who came inside of her. Not just came in like that carbonara white sauce like that, that inside, no, but that cucumber, how many different types, different kinds. So it's still something. And we have to think that what we practice persists. If you keep doing that, your body will always, or like eventually, hopefully not, but it's really unlikely that your body will be very easy, vulnerable, very like an open house that you're just easily get aroused even with touches because you're used to it, you're doing it all the time, so it's a practice already. It becomes a habit already because, again, I told you in my previous video that you become numb to the emotion surrounding you, and this one becomes your habit, and your body language could not lie, doesn't lie, and men could read that because men are analytic, men are strategic, men are very rational and logical beings. They always think before they feel. That's the difference of men and women, because for women, usually we feel most of the times about everything before thinking. So I remember my parents, our OGs would always tell, that's why, the Philippines is very religious. It's the only Christian nation in Asia. So our OGs would always tell us, like, that's why God put your brain up here in your head and your heart down here. Because it means that you need to think first before feeling it. I wouldn't forget that because I've learned that lesson after I did something bad, which is to get into an early marriage. It's not really that I regret about it because it was my decision and I don't blame anybody for that. But it means I just realized that if I have thought well and I don't follow more of my emotions, then probably my life would be much more better. Maybe I could have finished really the dream and the ambitions that I really want and my dad wants for me, like to be a lawyer. I could have probably listened to them when I was younger, or I have remembered them because I was an orphan already by 13 years old. So that's another story. But I mean, if I wasn't really very emotional during that time and I stick to the teachings of my dad and my OGs, probably I could have not married earlier and things like that. But I don't regret it, okay? Nothing, because I did it. It's past, and I've learned my lessons on that, in that specific experience. And one thing that I just put it in the positive side, that those lessons that I've learned, those hardships that I have encountered, I have survived, made me a strong woman that I am before. That's how I define strength of a woman, actually, because it's about adversities of life, surviving it, and hardships in life, and living life, the reality of life like that, and accountability especially. Then I really don't blame anybody and regret about it because I have two beautiful kids. At my young age, I already have seen them grow and share it. They're not really perfect kids, to be honest. I'm not a perfect mom too, so nobody's perfect, but I'm not really that ideal mom that sometimes I feel frustrated that, oh, and disappointed that I wish. Sometimes there are things that I really want that my kids to be, but we also have a saying in the Philippines that even if they are your kids, they are only your kids because of the blood and the genes that flows inside their body, or that consists their bodies. But their way of thinking, big percentage of it, and their emotions is theirs. That's being their identity. So you can't really put them inside your pocket all the time, 24 hours, right? Especially when they are grown ups. But at least, all men actually categorize the women that they meet. It's either that it is like their basis is on how the woman shows up. So for example, of course, anything that is easy to get, you will easily lose it too. So for example, if one does an easy job to earn money, like because they don't want to work really hard, so they just sell them their bodies, like those S workers and the 304s, the theft, the robbers, or people who sells, prohibited things, drugs and all. It's easy money, right? It's a shortcut actually. So most people likes really just, a shortcut. They don't want to work hard for it, so they engage in those businesses. So if you're like that, you show up like that to a man, they will really remember that, and they will categorize you according to how you act, how you use your words. Are you feminine? Are you submissive? Are you traditional? I have encountered a lot that, okay, now it's 2023, come on, why should you be traditional? I don't care if you call me old school or old fashioned or old or what, because because I know for the fact that it is good for me. It is good. Okay, we may be modern in some way, but it should be sustainable and for the good of you, of course. Like, all right, you have your fashion, you listen to good music, you don't listen, no, you go on with the trends. I have my TikTok channel for, stress reliever, and I dance and like that. It's 2023, so that's fine. It doesn't give me harm anyways. But the other things like the family values, the traits, the traditional roles, the gender roles, that is still very important for me, that I follow the traditional ones, because I know it's much more better. It's more peaceful, it's more satisfying, it's more fulfilling, it's more liberating, and it would really be good for the family. It's my choice. So it's your choice too. If you want to be modern and progressive women, okay, fine, it's your right. But I'm just sticking to this, okay? And I'm very happy. I would be happy if a lot of women will still do. Because if you want a family, you will know that these are men's needs and happiness. To build a family of his own and lead that family, lead the wife, lead the children with discipline and with plans for the future, provide and protect, and you do your own role as a woman in the house. Be the light of the home, cook, clean. If you want to work, work. If you're a professional because you spend too many times, 10 years studying in a university and earn your diploma, fine. But it shouldn't jeopardize your role as a mother and as a wife. It is not an excuse that, oh, I'm busy, I'm tired, I cannot do this. No. It was not his choice, but it's yours. You have to take it in. These are natural roles, and these are important roles, and these are constant. That job is just an add-on to you to augment your income for the family, to help and assist your husband in case, in building your future plans. And of course, it's just like an option for you. But to be a wife and a mom, it's not an option, it's a duty and obligation. Value men looking to devote themselves will be able to read what a woman or body faster than we even get the opportunity to verbally tell them anything about ourselves. They're very good at that, I know it's kind of a bit negative for you as a woman, I think, or it sucks, yes. But no matter how uneasy we feel inside, no matter what we feel, it's the truth, it's reality. Our body's energy is what we send out. They can really decipher. Well, there are women who can too decipher, but it's not really the strongest asset or character of a woman. It's more of a man's character, and yeah, it's part of their biology. It's part of their biology. Actually, it's not like men gossip about women, who it's not gossip, but they are just sharing, just to also how to say, like, give caution to other men, or maybe probably help them, get a woman with those kinds of or types of women. And but you go deeper to that, this information that they share to their fellow men about a woman who they can easily hook up with, it is actually crucial, especially in the tribal times, because it is dealing with the future reproductive safety of all men. At the same time, of all women, supposed we should always think about it. If we do a lot of this sleeping around thing, you destroy your own body. So why do they share this information? It's not okay, partly probably some men are, will boast about it, will brag about it because it makes them men, right? It's they share information also because it warns other men not to invest their resources in the women they have gossiped about, since paternity cannot be determined. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of videos that I've heard, or not just here. So it happens also in the Philippines, to be honest, but not much. That sometimes they don't know who the father is, and that would be really a no-no there in the Philippines, because the whole community, the society, your family will really disown you, really talk about you negatively. Will, oh my gosh. Yeah. Why do I say that there is like paternity kind of issues here if in case you sleep around? Because of course, common sense. Sometimes I told you that there are women that don't even know the names of who they sleep with during one night, or I don't know, few days. So you haven't established the trust and commitment with one steady guy. So what is your what is the result? Of course, your reputation is at stake. Plus, you just created a problematic life for you, right? If women maybe I don't know, but in our culture, we don't really share a lot of our personal relationships, like not very much even with family, because these things are really considered as very private, and especially about sex, it's a taboo again to discuss it, even with family, with your parents, like that. It's not an open discussion there. Of course, not just to brag about being as masculine gender. They also wanted to let their fellow men to be aware that okay, you might fall into the trap of this woman. No, she slept a lot. At times I slept with her, and blah blah blah. I know. So they don't invest with you their time, their effort, and all. After what they have got, goodbye to you, my friend. At the same time, to let their other fellow men aware, because paternity is a serious business all over the world. It is very heartbreaking and soul breaking for a man to know that he fathered a child, but biologically it's not his child. That destroys his honor, his dignity, his pride, his name. Don't get mad on men if they do that, because you are actually the ones making your reputation, not them. Because for a man, it's incredible humiliation, especially in a traditional society. My God, in the Philippines, People will laugh at the man. Really. They will be humiliated. And it's like life destroying for a man. If I use it, a real man's word, it's life destroying. This comes where these are like life destroying emotions. It's the time that they feel emotionally upset, humiliated, destroyed as a man. Because, the possibility that he might have unknowingly invested his time, effort, and resources into another man's offspring. Isn't it heart-wrenching to do that? Being a progressive modern women, that you say, okay, this is 2023. I can do whatever I want. Men sleep around, I will sleep around too because I'm equal. It's not the real equality. That's not the definition of equality when you talk about men and women. You have also to be gender sensitive, equal in the sense that he does his own roles, you do your own traditional roles. That's equal, right? That's how we understand in the Philippines of being equal, of gender equality. Now there's another one, gender parity, which means you get equal opportunities when it comes to jobs, science, and things like that. But there is always a distinction and boundaries between the capabilities of men and capabilities of women, and the respect that both gender gets. There is always a clear line. And we always accept that men are supposed to be leading, especially when it's about family. A lot of women think that giving a man S-3-Xy is the most important thing to give. That's what they want to bring to the table alone. No. You cannot keep a man by just giving S-3-Xy. He can get a lot of S-3-Xy everywhere, anywhere, anytime. But the emotional attraction and bond, the trust, the commitment, the respect that he will get from you, the way you take good care of him, the way you treat him, you always smile and be the light of his life and his home, be a mom, be a wife. That's how you can keep a man. I was wrong that I didn't think of that aspect. I thought he's gonna be okay, like that ideal thing that I want in a man. Like, I didn't think of that before because I was too in love. So that's why. But we're okay, we're friends. He's happy now with new ones again. How many times? Hi there, Sting. His name, my ex. The father of my kids, okay? Yes. Most men become more disrespectful and insensitive towards the women that they get easy S-3-Xy from. And then you ask yourselves, why? Why are the men going abroad to find traditional wives? Why? They want a family. They want love and respect. The same thing as we do. We have our needs as women. They also have their needs. Thanks for watching all the time. Thank you for being nice and happy. Please stay happy. Sana Maya, my new subscribers from Nepal. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Take care. Smile.
Speeding, breakneck, weaving, A-slap, speeding, big checks.